Alright, so now we've done configuration. Let's complete that and let's get into this goddamn game. Process better not motherfucking lock on me. Northern Plain of Serendia. Look at Black Santa running down there. Tiptoeing in my Jordans. Look at this. Do you see this little Santa Claus? I'm assuming Santa Claus is black otherwise, running there. He's getting chased by the little thing, the homunculi, or homunculus. That's what I'm calling it because this is what the fuck it reminds me of. Olivia. So when I played this with the full screen mode, unfortunately a lot of this, the texture pop-ins that are part of the cinematic here and stuff like that, the game had a lot of stutter in full screen mode. I'm pretty sure that's going to be something that they're going to have to fix, and I hope that they do get around to fixing it, because it really does suck not to be able to have that game in full screen mode. But the world looks beautiful, and like I said, if you've played Dragon's Dogma before, you're going to feel very familiar with the way the game looks, and it's probably going to feel kind of nostalgic. It really does feel like a really high-end version of Dragon's Dogma. There's a lot of features in the game that are really atypical to MMORPGs. So and so there you go. That's the little homunculi that I was talking about. Really weird. So he's gonna tell me he's gonna help me out and stuff. Now, if you notice that before I actually get to going on the game, I'm gonna show you something that's really cool to me. There's a couple of things going on here, and that you see on my screen. One is press the W key to move forward, and it also has L stick up, which is to move forward as well. And I'm going to show you guys what that's about. Let's see if I can, let's see if it's going to let me do this. Oh, it's not going to let me escape while I'm doing it. Okay, so basically, what's in the game is, this is unique to me, to RPGs anyways, is the fact that you can actually play with a controller. So here we have quests are enabled. Humans always ask others to do bothersome chores. Yes, they do. So we can see he's gonna give me some rewards, some HP potions, and some experience. He's pretending to play the flute, and he's staring at me. So you can see it over there. One of the really cool things is that there's this T command that allows you to just auto run straight towards your targets, so you can do that. What I would like to do though, let me see if this is gonna, yeah, there we go. Okay, so let's take a look at these settings inside here. And there's going to be a new setting option inside here that I want to kind of show you guys. The game settings, I think it is. Where is this? So you can set a number of general options and so forth, character name displays and so forth. We're all familiar with those. We even have pet settings inside here, so where you can hide people's pets and so forth. your mouse settings and so forth. But this is the one that I want to get to, which is the gamepad settings. You can actually enable the use of a gamepad. For instance, I was using my PS4 controller earlier, and it works pretty damn well. I have to now, in order to use my PS4 controller, I had to use I'm using DS4 in order to enable my gamepad controller and optimize it. But I'm pretty sure if you probably just plugged in like a Microsoft controller or a Logitech controller, whatever, you know, Windows enabled controller, probably recognize it right away. But I can't say for sure. I know I'm using my PS4 controller hooked up to my keyboard and so forth like that, or whatever, you know, my own little setup, so that way it's there. Yeah, so it's in there. You can also play around with the input control settings and so forth if you wanted to, and I believe they also affect, you know, your gamepad. So for right now, I'm going to show you guys, because the control settings is control settings for the gamepad. But to be honest with you, I thought that the game was playing really well with. I thought it played really well with the controller, so I want to show that. Get out of here. So you can see that it's here, and then you see on the little bottom right, you can see some controls. So auto run will. Pressing up on a D-pad pretty much does the exact same thing that that the T command on a controller does. So here he is. Yeah, so there is climbing in the game as well, by the way. No, put your weapon away, bro. Put that away. Put that away. Jumping. Put that control away. Let's see, let's talk to this dude. Where is he? Okay. I don't think that I can actually kill him or anything like that, but, you know, the controls show up, and the weird thing is, it does play really well. Wow, you're staggering. Are you drunk? No, bro, I ain't drunk. The weather has been good outside, so I can see my drunk old men sleeping outside. Okay. And we got rewards for that. And then accepted a quest. I'm not sure why. Alright, let's open up our inventory, see what we got in there. So he wants me to try using this HP potion that's sitting right here. Let's go ahead and use that one. And there we go, that's accomplished. So let's go ahead and close it out. And what does he want me to do now? Do you see that shimmering? Yeah, I already used it, bro. Oh, okay. So let's talk to him again. Ooh, I like this climbing thing. Pretty interesting. Like I don't know, I'm playing around with this a lot. I kind of like it. How was it taste? Actually, I didn't drink it because it looked. So he wanted me to try something he didn't drink. You need more I don't know where I can get more. Okay, I'll go see Chief for it. Alright, so let's escape that. So we know auto run can be enabled. Now this is the problem that I noticed with the controls is this. Sometimes that no, dude, get out of here. Sometimes this mouse appears and getting it off the screen. So that way I'm just using the it's but annoying sometimes. But pressing escape on a D-pad usually gets rid of it, and then the controls go back to the computer. So again, we can use the D-pad in order to move right towards where we want to. Your R stick will, you know, move that around. If not, you were using your mouse, and the mouse does that. Before we go talk to him, though, I want to show you guys some of the control features that I was talking about in the game. Number one, there is a climb function in the game, which to me is pretty cool. I'm gonna have to change the sensitivity on this a little bit. The other thing is that there's actually a crouch key. Like, you can crouch in the game. There's different, I'm gonna call them levels. You can change levels is basically what I'm gonna call it. If obviously I'm standing up right here or whatever, but I can actually crawl as well, as you notice that, like so. Now, this might not seem like something really significant to some people looking at the game, like, all right, so what the fuck, you can crawl. But that does change. I mean, just mere fact that you can crouch like this and so forth changes the dynamics of the type of quests that they could create in the game potentially. The climbing. Now, the climbing isn't, I can't just climb every freaking thing. Like, I can jump up there, but it's not allowing me to jump. Like, I was trying earlier to see if I could get like higher up on this wall, and I wanted to see like how far will this thing go to let me mountain climb. This was as far as I was able to get up on the wall, and I kept trying for a little bit, to see, and I couldn't get up any further. So you notice there was also a balance thing there when I did that. As he started to fall over the side, it's pretty cool. I don't take any fall damage. Like, there's fall damage, but by that I mean I'm not taking significant fall damage. Sensitivity on the controls a little much for me, but I'll fix it. Yeah. So you can tell too what I meant by the controls earlier for the like the epileptic and so forth. You can see that. So now I want to point out to you, like, for instance, like there's some water here, right? And you can see the water and this mud reflect on the way that you're moving, which is pretty cool. Like, even walking through the grass, the blades of glass kind of move with you. For an MMO, this is pretty cool. I hope they don't try the mega server thing, because I really don't see that working for this. Yeah. So you can also switch to combat mode, and the game changes when you are in combat mode. So, like, let's get on the dummy real quick over here, and let's take a look at this. So you have your different attacks inside combat mode here. You have your simple attacks. I'm just pressing the square on my D-pad or X to attack. That's a kick. My scarecrow's immune to kicking. I like the kick. It's kind of fun. You even have a shield bash that's going on with your left trigger. And there's nothing. You actually have dodge mechanics, and you can see, like, unlike Guild Wars that does use a dodge mechanic scheme, you have, like, you have a dodge mechanic inside Guild Wars, but the mechanic is you're stuck to pretty much just your evasion skill is just stuck pretty much to the 2 times you get to do it while your stamina bar refills. Here it's an energy bar, and the action pretty much takes about 10 endurance from it. You see that 10, and then you have the charge that you can do, and that charge also has an attack. You have a back roll as well, and now you see I'm down low on my stamina, so I've got to back off pedal from that. But it's interesting because, like, I'm doing a shield attack right here, but you can actually switch up. The attacks aren't just simple where you're playing with the game and it's just the same attack. Like, your dodge abilities and so forth like that, those change the way you actually attack and so forth. And as you build those up, you do get more skills that you can use and so forth, and there's button combinations and combos for that. So it's pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting. And like I said, if you haven't, or if you have played played Dragon's Dogma, I would take a look at that. Like you can see right here, I'm charging up a shield strike. And I can come out of combat mode if I want to. See that? So yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Let's play around some more with these controls as we jump inside here. Like and you notice there's no voiceover effect works going on right now, and I think I mentioned that to you already, is that, you know, they've got that disabled. There's a number of things that are disabled, like, you know, all the classes aren't available in the game right now for you to play. Like I was most interested in playing the Konichi or the Blader, which is what it is. I think the Blader is the female and the Konichi is the male, but you know, I love the way the character models look. Uh, I'm interested to see as I go through the world how many of the character models look the same or how many of them have taken time, you know, to actually come up with variations on them. So this is something else that changes in the world, which is Amity, which is basically the higher you get get like your amity with specific people in the game changes what happens with them as far as, you know, quest rewards and so forth. I am from another region. Are you an adventurer? You seem to lack confidence for your journey. Really, dude? First, you get confidence. I'm gonna get this confidence, then I'm gonna come whip your ass. New quest, a visitor to Olivia. So he's now giving us some quests, and you can see right now there's the mouse appears on my screen, right? And what I want to do, how am I doing? Do I seem reliable? Yeah, you're doing great, Alvito. So there's like people that you can talk to, but as long as this quest thing is there, I can't really do anything. Like I can't move around the game and interact. And the one thing I haven't figured out with the controls so far is how do I get rid of the mouse cursor, I guess, without pressing the escape button on my D-pad or my what you call it. What the fuck? Why did that pull open? Close that shit. Close, Negro. So that's one of the problems. Like I have to literally press escape on the mouse in order to get that to close, which is a little bit annoying. Now I'm not sure. Oh, what the fuck? I'm not sure why that that's there, but it is, and I guess I'll have to figure out these things. But you know, we'll figure it out. So now you can. Let's get out of that. I'm gonna shield our weapons. Looks like this dude has some kind of quest or something. Like you can see all these people have conversation options and stuff like that. Like I wonder how deep that is. So like ruins explorer, Owen, is that what that says? The ancient language analyst. There's a lot of people here. So I think this guy right here is the person we want to go to. So let's talk to him. Meet Explorer Eden. Now, it is kind of weird playing the game and people aren't actually saying anything, but I'm kind of familiar with it because, you know, that's pretty much par for the course in like A Realm Reborn, for instance. But when we look at like the conversations and the camera work that's going on between the conversations as far as it moving around, for what they're doing, it's pretty cool. It's pretty interesting. The character models look pretty interesting. I like it. I don't know why, but she reminds me of Triss Marigold. Could be because I just got finished playing Witcher 3 not too long ago, so she's fresh in my head, but that's what she kind of looks like to me. Did he just call me a princess? So we got skill instructors. Okay, so in order to go to call me anytime by pressing comma key, it looks like. Yes, I know how to kick. I figured it out. So once again, it's kind of showing you on the map that you can use the T-pad in order to go directly where you need to, or if you don't want to, then you can do that as well. It's fairly intuitive too, to be honest with you. So let's just get him to run where we want him to go. Damn, that dude is fucking huge. I believe those are giants. Similar to our berserkers. And here goes our skill instructor. Learn chopping kick from blunt complete. I don't know what these guys are, reindeer, or are they supposed to be like some... I'm really interested in the story and learning the world that's going into Black Desert. I'm hoping the game is really successful with its release worldwide outside of Korean market too. So here goes our skill tree. And so now he's given us heavy strike. We have 3 skill points. We can see that it's going to require us 3 skill points to learn heavy strike. And it actually gives us the command movements for what it is to do heavy strike. So on the mouse, it's pretty much pressing both left and right trigger. And we've got kick as well. And you notice the keys change with what they are. So he's got even chop and kick on there. And you can see that the commands are different. They're combo to moves. So this would be interesting. I'm really interested in learning what the game has. That's a relief for now. So you can see what comes up here is a knowledge status, and in Olivia there appears to be 11 different knowledge people that you can learn knowledge from, I guess. And we've got Burnt unlocked, so we've learned things from him, but we can learn other things. So it looks like he also has 19 other quest logs from us. Not enough knowledge to start a conversation. In an interest, Olivia required knowledge 1 to 6. So you can see that there's more to be gained by exploring the town of Olivia and figuring it out. And that's pretty interesting because it kind of that kind of makes you want to explore, in my opinion. So that's pretty cool. Let's click on learning skills. There's no skills that can be learned. So we've got heavy kick and we've got chopping kick. I mean heavy strike and chopping kick. So let's go play that out on dummy. Is what we're gonna do. Oh. And now, I guess one of my main complaints so far is, you know, the menu, the UI is the interface isn't bad. There's very little going on there, but the UI, it's really freaking cluttered. Yeah, there's a lot going on in there. So we've got some dummies, and you can see we've got other players over here doing things. So take a look at it now. This one all the way over here. Press the tab key or left click to switch between a non-combat stance. Ooh, kick him in the motherfucker. So that's just a regular kick right there is what it looks like. Chop and kick. Step 1, press tab. So you'll understand, hold it down button is much more effective. Press the Q key to guard. Damn, it's going bonkers. I seem to be stuck here now, is what it is. Like, when you use the keyboard and which button, it seems like it's stuck. It won't stop attacking. Alright, there you go. So we finally got him to stop attacking. So on our keyboard, F is your secondary attack. Q is the guard. Now, so what we need to see is actually learning skills, which is, looks like there's other people in the area. So let's take a look at skills. That's what we want to see right here, is our skills. And then over here is what we have, which is supposed to be our heavy attack. And keys for this is left mouse button and the right mouse button. And apparently you can do that while you're also together. And then we have our chopping kick, and it looks like that is going to be, let's see what that actually, what triggers. Like I told you, those windows were pretty fucking small, so it's a little hard to tell. It's really hard to tell what keys are actually being utilized on your screen when you're trying to do those, but it looks like you're pressing the S and F keys in order to trigger this chopping kick. So, so it's down and F, I guess. What it would be is back and F is a chopping kick. So let's see about getting both those attacks going. Let's see how those work out for us. Alright, so we've got our heavy attack. And there you go. You can see those heavy strike. It's just left trigger, right trigger on the mouse at the same time. Damn. And then let's see about getting our chopping kick. It's interesting. That is interesting indeed. Interesting indeed. So let's go back over here. There's a lot of players in this area right now. So that's your stop. Good job. There's some things that you need to be polished, but I see you're tough. So he's allowed us to complete that quest. Practical training, the basics. Not enough knowledge to start a conversation. Okay. The vigilantes will protect Olivia to ensure these children can run around freely. Alright, no skills to learn there. Okay. No, don't need a help menu. Rather robust help menu though. The Homunculus is back. Call me anytime by pressing. Okay, I will. Call me anytime by pressing the Amity. Okay, bro. I'll call you, bro. So we've got a number of quests, it looks like, but there's these grass beetles over here, and I think he wants us to clean them up. And you see them. Grass beetles are dangerous, bro. And it looks like you can pick up items from them as well, so what's this over here? Oh, look. Good job. I have something to give you. He's like, yo, there's something to give you, so call me, bro. He said, call on my name. So you can see here that what's coming up, he wants you to learn about the easiest guys, which is your basic enemies. And in case you can't read that, when you encounter enemies in this game, you actually gain knowledge about them. Before you have knowledge about the enemies, they're a little bit more difficult to defeat, but as you gain knowledge about them, you actually become more proficient at killing them. Which is funny that I'm telling you this because when you played Dragon's Dogma, the combat system was the exact same way. You fought things and your pawns gained the knowledge of different enemies, and you would rent pawns from other players in its form of co-op mode, and those players would join you and the game's AI would interact with that knowledge. So for instance, if I spent a lot of time in an area hunting these weasels like he's talking about, and my knowledge base of those weasels went to like a 3-star rating in the game system. When I fought those weasels, my AI companions and myself were able to easily dispatch those foes, as opposed to if they were just like 1-star or I had no knowledge of them, it'd be a lot harder. Same thing if you went out at night and I couldn't actually see an enemy, well, that would affect also my ability to actually combat those people. So it's interesting. So he wants me to go out and gain knowledge of the weasels and hunt them. If you already have the knowledge, the quest is going to automatically be rewarded. But if you already have the knowledge and cannot complete the quest, press O and give up the quest and accept the quest again. So then we also have some optional quest rewards here that we can get. It looks like health and mana is what he's offering right here. So HP potions and an MP potion. Yeah, so health and mana potions. I'm going to go with the health potion because I don't think there's very much mana for me. New quest. Research and contemplation. You don't trust me? Trust me. So, what I want to do now is I'm going to pick up some... Let's see if we can't pick up some items. Now I can keep killing you and grab you. There's nothing stopping me from killing you. Pick up the goddamn item. Oh, I'm pressing the wrong button, that's why. Now, I can't really see what the hell it is that I'm picking up, to be perfectly honest with you, because... So this should be new, because this is a parasitic bee of some sort. I think that's what that is. And there you go. So now you can see the way this game is working. It's pretty much the same way Dragon's Dogma is. You know, I killed a parasitic bee, and my knowledge now is of a rating of B+, I think it was. It came up and it said B. So let's see what happens. So, you know what I want to do? And one of the things to keep in mind with the game is that you gain more experience from actually killing than you do questing. Wow, that's a lot of goddamn grass beating. Everything. Motherfucker, must die. Let's see if we can't. I want. Come on out, bitch. So you can see like this parasite beetles inside here. Let me get him out. So yeah, and you can see all along this map, and you look up at the mini map over there, you can see there's quite a few yeah, it's quite a few things going on up there, so it's gonna be interesting. Yeah, let's say that. It's gonna be very interesting what's going on with the game. I'm looking forward to this game a lot. I don't know what the fuck that is. What the hell was that? I have no clue what that was. So we've got some mail in here. I want to take a look at this and let's see what was going on. Stormy Nights. So in order to test the new feature Stormy Nights, we would like to distribute a lantern which you can equip by right-clicking in your inventory. It will automatically activate during the night. And there goes the item. And that's what I was talking about with this lantern, is that, you know, you need to have a lantern active at night in order to work. I like that. I like that a lot. So let's get rid of that. And now we can, regarding the die box. The die event mail was sent out with an Erodian subject titled Stormy Nights, yet the die box bundle can still be found attached to the Stormy Nights mail. Please check the mail. Basically there's a dye box that's going on in the game, so that way you can dye your clothes, and you know, that's something that a lot of people are going to be interested in doing. So there we go with our dyes. What the fuck? We would like to present you with the gift so you may test the dyeing feature in Black Desert. You can find more details about this event in the dedicated section on the forum. I have yet to do any of those, so there's an item enclosed. Let's take all 4 of them. I think that's what it says. And so now we have those. The Horse Whisper. I haven't done that either yet, but it's a capture rope. So a really interesting part of this is that you can actually go out into the physical, out into the map world, and you could buy a horse, or you could actually capture a horse. You know, it's not that hard to do. I think my wife already caught a horse. Let's go ahead and take all of these ropes. Taming feature, lump of raw sugar. I guess we gotta feed the goddamn horse, so. Dye away. There we go, more dyes. Unknown dye box kit. I guess I missed out on 2 of them. We got some more Horse Whisperer stuff, capturing rope. So this, yeah. I'm not so sure why it has multiples of those. I guess they really wanted to test out that horse. Like, the events themselves are, so far they've begun at times that just, oh, I didn't even notice that. Look at that. So we got event testers, best friend. We would like to present you with this gift so you may test the system in Black Desert. Check your settings or use that pet tag to claim your pet. Find more details in the dedicated section. And we got a black mask cat. Now, I'm not one for pets necessarily. I like, in Guild Wars 2, I'm playing with a necromancer, so I kind of like that one. But as far as like, I don't have to do anything. They rise, they fall, that's it. So I'm not concerned about them in that regard. But yeah, let's see. So now, there's tons of grass beetles all over here, and people are running around collecting stuff. So yeah, I'm not gonna make you guys sit through here. I'm gonna kind of jump in between videos and so forth for what we got going. I'm gonna play with some things inside here to learn more about what's going on with the system, and see how that little chat box comes up more. And I want to learn basically what's going on with the game, and as I do and I learn new features and stuff like that, I'll make sure that I'll be positive to pop in, get some recording of those, and put them out there so that way you guys can see. They're pretty interesting. I like the game so far for what it's offering. My inventory probably gonna get full at some point. I got so many goddamn ropes. Look at all this inventory space. And of course, as always, gonna have to freaking buy fucking gear spaces. But alright guys, so until next time, this has been another episode of Black Desert Online, and I hope you guys are having fun. Till next time.